What's up, guys? So I have something a little bit different for this video. It's going to be it's more of a rap. Yeah, it's a rapper reaction, and it's one of Tom MacDonald's new songs. Guess it just dropped a few days ago. I'm gonna say I like some of his stuff that I've heard before, but I'm not familiar with everything. Like I haven't fully kept up with all of his stuff. Um, there's some stuff I don't really care for the sound of, but I think others, you know, sounds pretty good, and he can make some points sometimes. I know quite a bit of his stuff can be kind of political, or some people can find controversial or whatever. This song's called Anti, so I guess let's see what it's about.
They a bunch of Satanists, criminals, murderers, and pedos. We all pray to God while
right off the bat.
the devil. Yeah, it's Hollywood, the royal family, politicians left and right. They seem anti-American, they anti-Christ. They anti-Christ.
Interesting.
They anti-Christ.
I'm not sure if he claims to be Christian, but I know he's mentioned God before in some of his stuff, so now we know why it's called Anti.
They seem anti-American, they anti-Christ. It ain't left and right no more, cause now it's good and evil. They used to call it a conspiracy, but now it's real. We seen the files and the facts, don't care how you feel. They having pizza parties, and that means they eating people. This might wake them up, QAnon didn't make it up. Missing kids got flown to Jeffrey's Island by who paid enough. The rich and famous, the young eat human flesh, it ain't for fun. It's ancient ritual, sucking adrenochrome from baby's blood. They call us crazy, but they should be behind bars. They call us liars cause they don't want to get charged.
I agree. They should be behind bars. Yeah. Wow. This is pretty right in the face with stuff, but I mean the Epstein files did drop recently, or quite a bit of them anyways. Which, by the way, I haven't really looked into a lot of that. I've heard quite a bit of things here and there, like, yeah, about the baby stuff. It's pretty ridiculous, but I've heard people say that they were conspiracies, but I've heard stuff like that for a while now. And it's pretty ironic how a lot of conspiracies end up coming true. You know, people might sound nuts about this stuff, but then when you start reading some of that crap that was in the files. Anyways, yeah, let's keep it going. Oh, I was going to say I was debating on talking about some of the stuff in the files, but, you know, maybe for a future video. I know that a lot of that stuff can get pretty deep and negative, and I believe that a lot of it is true, but there is also a lot of, you know, AI stuff out there now too. So it is kind of hard to always know what to believe or not know. Now, trust me, I do believe that there was a lot of sick stuff that happened. Anyways, enough. Let's continue.
They call us conspiracy theorists, but in their hearts they know all the names they call us ain't as bad as what they are. They are Satanists, criminals, murderers, and pedos. We all pray to God while they worshiping the devil. Yeah, it's Hollywood, the royal family, politicians left and right. They seem anti-American, they anti-Christ. They anti-Christ. They anti-Christ.
A lot of them are. A lot of them do seem like.
It ain't a culture war no more, the real fight is started. We've been up against each other, but now we the targets. It's the rappers, it's the actors, the elites in charge. It's kings and queens, they all bowing to the prince of darkness. Things ain't getting better, they run the world with rich investors.
That reminds me, I will say, you know, I'm into film and stuff. I went to film school. But one reason I never really had the desire, or at least in recent years, haven't had the desire to move out to Hollywood or, you know, those areas that's bigger in film is because I know that there is a lot of dark stuff in Hollywood and with bigger actors and stuff, celebrities. Not saying all of them are like that, but you know, a lot of it, like he said, um, some people might be like, it's a stretch. You're saying they're all antichrist and stuff, and everything they do, they might not seem like it, but they're like, look at the imagery and a lot of recent rappers and heck, even pop singers and um, even people like Taylor Swift, like, there's some pretty dark imagery in some of their stuff when they come out on stages and stuff. Sometimes upside down crosses and stuff like that. And it's like, what does that really have to do with your song? Or I don't know, but I definitely do think that a lot of them are kind of persuade or have to agree to do certain things like that.
The cult came from Egyptian deserts. Now they cannibals in Gucci sweaters. Using AI to fuel agendas. Control the news, the truth, the weather. Now we're ruled by a group of dudes who are all satanic child molesters. They call us crazy, but they should be behind bars. They call us liars because they don't want to get charged. They call us conspiracy theorists, but in their hearts they know all the names they call us ain't as bad as what they are. They are Satanists, criminals, murderers and pedos. We all pray to God while they worshiping the devil. Yeah, it's Hollywood, the royal family, politicians left and right. They seem anti-American, they anti-Christ.
Beat's pretty decent too.
They anti-Christ. They anti-Christ. They seem anti-American, they anti-Christ.
Declassify new album out now. Okay, I might have to try to listen to some of the other stuff. I'm not, like I said, always the biggest. Well, I'll take that back. I haven't been the biggest fan of rap, I'll say, but there are some artists that I like or some songs that I like by different artists. If the beat sounds good and they sound like they are pretty good at talent at rapping and stuff, which I'd say he's pretty good at it. I've heard other songs where he's rapped even faster or more unique and stuff. This one kind of has that main course or whatever. I think he's just really trying to get the point across of what he's saying. And some people might try to say, oh, he's just trying to get fame off of being controversial. But I've heard other songs of his that, wasn't always about this, though. There are quite a bit that do seem to lean more like on political type of stuff. But honestly, is the Epstein files really that controversial now? Because, people's known about it for a while. It's wrong. I mean, the stuff that they done definitely should be, but it's crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. And I agree. Like, we have people and politics are running this country that's involved in the worst kind of stuff that you can imagine, or even things that you can't imagine. It's kind of crazy how we just go on living our daily lives when that kind of stuff happens. But, the best thing you can do, I guess, is call it out and vote for the ones who you believe are actually have a moral conscience and are trying to help the country. But anyways, that's enough of my political spiel. What do you guys think about it? If you have any other song suggestions, let me know. Until next time, see ya later.